What's going on, man? Welcome to No Fugazee Podcast. Where you from?
Trinidad,
Trinidad. You in Trinidad right now?
right now.
That's dope, man. That's dope, man. Talk to me. What you got for me today?
Well, I have a situation that happened with me and wifey. I want to get your opinion on it.
Sure. I'll be happy to give my opinion. You said that's your wife?
Yeah.
Okay. Talk to me. What's up?
All right. So last weekend, we was hanging out with some friends,
Yeah.
and it was kind of like a group setting. So everybody was talking to everybody. But I had this one friend of mine, we pulled square, and we was having a separate conversation. And wifey was having her separate conversation with some others. And in between the whole convo, she turned to my friend and she was like, "What are y'all talking about?" And he was like, "Mind your business." So she turned to me like, you know, she found the way he dealt with her disrespectful. So I turned to her and I said, "Hey, relax. Two men talking, even self answer like that, you kind of butted in a kind of way." So I told her, "Hey, relax, two men talking." And I left it at that. And she,
You said know your place.
right, or
Two men are talking, know
know your
your
place.
place.
Yes, that was my words
Okay.
verbatim. Know your place. So she got offended by it. And I continued to tell her, "Hey, two men talking, know your place." And she's like, so she found it disrespectful and she wanted to know if I'm going to say anything to him about the way he responded to her. And it caused a whole lot of bacchanal, bro.
Got
So
it.
my
Got it.
question was my
Yes. What's your
response
question?
was my response
Disrespectful.
disrespectful or legit?
Okay. This is a good question, man.
And
And it's I'm only laughing because I'm not laughing at you two. I'm sorry. I'm not laughing at you two. I'm only laughing is because I respect the courage of you joining a stream, a live stream, and explaining your situation that you and your wife is having.
I like to be
Okay.
real, no Fugazee. That's why I support the
No
podcast.
Fugazi. I appreciate it, man. I appreciate it. So, can you put the camera on her as well?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm just gonna ask. You know what? I'll just answer your question directly. Your question was, with what you said, disrespectful, or did you speak out of line to your wife?
And we were in the company of friends. It wasn't just the three of us. It was
In a company of friends. Yep,
yeah, we call it a line, but it was in the company of other persons.
I
So that
understand.
was really embarrassed.
So I'll be direct and I'll be respectful to both of you as well. Can I have your name, young lady?
I'm Leah, Leah.
Leah. Okay. And I'll answer your question directly to you, Roy. No, you did not speak out of line, and no, you were not disrespectful. Leah, your wife, was actually speaking out of line, and she was the disrespectful one. Furthermore, Leah, you have to understand when a man is... Okay, I'll explain why. Furthermore, Leah, you have to understand that when men are speaking and you are in a public space, that's what the man is doing, and you follow his lead. He doesn't follow your lead. So if you're going to interrupt, right? And even though another man said, "Hey, mind your business," and then you get upset like, "Wait, what do you mean?" No, you should mind your business because there are men speaking. If your man, Roy, wants you to join the conversation, he would speak to you and get your opinion or perspective on a conversation by saying, "Hey, Leah, come here, come on over. Yeah, meet the guys," and he would introduce you the proper way instead of you budging in a conversation, right? Now, let's just strip everything, all layers apart. Because I'm just speaking about the hierarchy of a relationship when the man is the leader. But let's just strip it all down to even if it's not a relationship. If you go ahead and get in someone else's conversation and you're like, you see a group of people conversing and you're like, you stick your neck in it like, "Hey, what are you guys talking about?" Everybody that's in that group has the right to say, "None of your business, peace be gone," right? And that's not disrespectful. You are the one actually being disrespectful, budging in their conversation. The proper way to do things is to do things. You want to have manners. So even if you're not in a relationship and you see a group of people talking, the proper way to do things is, hey, excuse me, my name is Leah. Yeah, I heard all of you speaking over here, and I just was interested in and wanted to know what you were speaking about. And I'm sure if you would have I'm sure if any human being is going to try to join a group discussion like that, they will get a good response. They would get a response like, okay, we're speaking about so-and-so, but it's between us. Please, please excuse yourself. You wouldn't feel disrespected from their response because you wasn't disrespected coming in. Does that make sense? So that's just in a general conversation. Let me get your response, okay. Leah. What's your thoughts?
My thoughts is that is typically me in a circumstance where if it is I come up on him, or let's say one of his friends call him outside, because we lie him a lot in the streets down here. I would not, if I have to interrupt that conversation, I'll say, excuse babe, or 1 minute or whatever, and I won't even inquire. So if you ask him, it's not typical of me to interrupt, because we've had conversations where he's explained that, because in
so Leah, let me ask you, if it's not typical of you to interrupt the conversation when men are speaking, why did you find it typical in that moment to interrupt them?
Right, because in that moment, he was actually my guest. It's a street line that we were having, and I invited him, so we walked across. So it was my mainly group of friends. That person just happened to be his friend that I never met there before.
Okay, so you wanted to be nosy. And you wanted to think like, okay, well, I don't want Roy to get all this attention. What's going on, Roy? You getting so much attention. This is my little thing going on. That's what it sounds like.
No. It's not even. It's not even that. It's just that's why the response was a little thing. So the way everyone was conversing, it's a Trini thing. Yeah, it was a group setting, but it was some 2-on-2 conversation, and then somebody will jump in that conversation, boy, and then jump back in. That's the vibe we were at. That is how we line, right? It don't have to be no excuse me, nothing. It's like, hey, you're talking nonsense, boy, and they just jump in. Or that's how the line literally starts. 2 people in a road arguing and people jumping in. Now, I understand why he felt disrespected, because he was having a personal conversation. It wasn't a conversation within the group, and then I didn't, when I came, I asked to enter the conversation. So I completely agree with that, because I believe that is disrespectful.
But so what part don't you agree with?
The part I did not know what in actuality, I did not know it had turned into a personal conversation, because it was a group setting, right? So even though he and him got into that conversation, I was not aware of that, right? So what I wanted in that moment is for him to understand me, to know that I wouldn't jump in a conversation with him and anybody, female or male. Well, she not a female conversation, but we stick to the males.
Okay,
right? And I typically don't do that. So I misunderstood the situation.
You misread the room. You misread the room. You didn't really read the room properly. So and mistakes happen. That is totally fine.
My issue is him allowing another man to raise his voice at me and embarrass me. Another thing, I didn't want him to jump on him, but just address it at the very least. Because I looked at him, I didn't even address his friend directly. Yep. I just looked at him and to let him know that, because I spoke to him earlier that night, and I told him, I don't like how your friend is speaking to me. Because in the midst of the conversation, the group conversation, every time I speak, he used to say, hush, 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 right? So he was doing that.
But okay, so he was doing that he does that generally to everybody. Are you the only woman that he does that to? Or he's like that with every woman?
Everybody, but that was the first night. So I had told him
Okay, well, real quick, let's slow down. Let's take it point by point. So you said that your Roy has a friend, and his friend, if someone he doesn't take disrespect lightly. He seems like he's a man of order. If he's speaking or if someone jumps in and says something, he's like, "Hey, calm down, hush your mouth. Me don't want that." I get it. I understand.
On point, bro.
I get it. I truly understand that. But the part that you have to understand is that manipulation happens because I don't want you are married and I don't want manipulation to happen.
Yeah, we have a child together.
You have a child. Yep.
So we've been together for 4 years. Yeah. We have a 1-year-old.
1-year-old. And you're married, right?
Not legally.
Not legally, but you together living in a household, you have a family.
Yeah,
That's beautiful.
In Trinidad, yeah.
Together for a certain amount of years, living together.
Living as man and wife, everything.
Okay, so here's what I want you to understand and both of you to understand. Manipulation happens when you focus on the effects instead of going to the cause, the root. Right? So you, Leah, you are focusing on the effects of things, right? You did something and then you got a reaction that you didn't like. So you're focusing on the reaction that you got, and you're also focusing on the reaction that your husband didn't give. You was expecting him to react and to shut down his friend, but you didn't get that. So everything you're focusing on is effects. Okay. And I want to tell you that that's manipulation. You're trying to manipulate the situation that you guys went through. The facts is that the cause of the matter is that you rudely interrupted a personal conversation, right? And not only that, you already just explained that that Roy's friend, he doesn't take disrespect lightly. He's like, hey, when I'm talking, hush. You just explained that the type of character that his friend is. You already know that his friend is that type of character, meaning that he wants order. He respects the hierarchy. If I'm speaking, don't interrupt me. This is an A-B conversation. See your way out of it. You understand what I mean? And that's how certain people are. That's how certain men are. And that's how certain women are too. And that is totally fine. Nothing is wrong with that. So you're focused on the effects, but meanwhile, you're not focusing on yourself because you are the one that caused this to happen. And that's what we're focusing on in this conversation. And the reason why you caused this to happen is because you don't respect the hierarchy. God over man, man over woman, woman over children, right? So when two men are speaking or a group of men are conversing, guess what? You let the men speak. Not only that, you don't understand that if you don't understand that you should have manners when you approach one person or a multitude of people in a group setting that's speaking. You want to say, excuse me, my name is so-and-so. Or if you know these people, excuse me, I wanted to know this. And I'm sure if you say, excuse me, politely, you would get a better reaction. So the cause is that your actions in that situation is what caused all of this. Not Roy's lack of reaction, not Roy's friend reaction. You were the cause to it. Furthermore, to answer your question, right? To answer your question in detail, you're asking, should Roy had said something to his friend? Well, Roy and
his voice at me in front of people like that, yeah, I think you got a time and place for that as well. Even if
we'll get to that.
Yeah.
We'll get to that, but I need you to
understand all that. So just keep in mind, I misread the room. He's never had this issue with me. I'm a grown man, and I know my place in terms of when I'm with my man. I got it. That's not
understandable. That is a good thing. That is a good thing. And mistakes happen. We're all human beings. But I want, and that's good that you're taking accountability. You said that you misread the room. That's good. I still want you to understand that you are the cause of it. So we can speak about the effects, but speaking about the effects is going to start to manipulate. Speaking about the effects what I don't want it to manipulate you from taking away that you caused this to happen. But we're going to get to the effects.
Fair enough.
So when you spoke and Roy's friend, said exactly what did he say to you?
He said, mind your business.
He said, mind your business. Okay. Roy friend said, mind.
I was in close proximity to him, so it came as it felt like an attack to me. It was very disrespectful. The how, not the why.
Got it. He said, mind your business. First thing is, you know him and you already know how he is. You just explained that he is like this, not only with you, but with everyone. Right?
Yeah, I met him that night. Yeah.
Got it. And he was like that with everyone.
Yeah.
You're looking for an action from your man. And it's only two actions he can give. One action would potentially put himself in danger and put you in danger. The other action is the action that what he did is because you are disrespecting. This is an AB conversation and you do need to know your place. That's the action that he took was, no, woman, mind your business because we're speaking here. The action that you were looking for would have potentially, if he would have reacted, when two men converse, we always know that there's a level of physicality that can take place if the conversation gets a little too aggressive. Two men know this. We could be friends for 10 years or we could be friends for 10 minutes. We know this, or we can not be friends at all. So if he would have reacted the way that you was expecting him to react by telling his friend that he was speaking to, hey man, calm down, man, shut up, don't talk to my woman like that. Then his friend like, hey man, you need to control your woman, which is facts. He do need to control his woman. And he even knows that's why he told you to mind your business. You get what I'm saying? But let's just play it out hypothetically, right? Let's say if it escalated and he tells his friend, hey man, don't tell my woman to mind her business. And his friend like, come on, bro, you get your chicken order. And he's like, I do got my chicken order. He like, no, you don't, bro. This and this and this. And a tussle happens. When two men fight, we're not fighting as like, slap boxing or anything. And it's like, oh, poke you or I'll poke you here. No, we fight till death. You disrespect me or my mother, I'm putting you down. It's till death. Roy, am I correct?
Right.
Yep. Yeah.
Roy knows. If you're gonna get into a fight, it ain't just no little fist fight. I'm trying to hurt you and put you down. I don't care how long we've been friends for. I'm trying to hurt you. Unless we family, it's a little bit different. But with that being said, hypothetically, hypothetically, the reaction that you expected Roy to give his friend would have potentially put his life in danger or his own friend's life in danger, because if he beat his friend up, or not only that, it could have put your life in danger, right? Because his friend could have hit you, or his friends maybe has friends at that event, or your friends have friends at that event. And it could have went way left where maybe Roy's friend could have lost his life. You get what I'm saying? Obviously, Roy's friend is outnumbered. Yeah, obviously, Roy, like you just explained, this is something that you put together and everyone there is mostly your friends. So Roy's friend is outnumbered, right? So if it would have escalated, your friend probably would have got chipped. Am I correct, Roy? He would have got beat down. Right, Roy?
Everything was on my side because it's in a big 3 hour.
But does this all make sense, Leah?
It makes sense, but it's a hard pill to swallow.
It is a hard pill to swallow.
And as a mother now, like the mother of his child now, and thinking like forever now, I think everything is forever, and I'm thinking like certain things, it's hard for a woman to be a wife, and I'm seeing that now. And so yes, I agree, but it's like I just don't like how he talked to me, and then on top of that he talked to me the same.
Leah, I don't think you truly do understand, Leah. Let me just
you're right.
Leah, let me give you another perspective. You two have been together for 4 years and you have a kid together. Roy is willing to die for you. That's what you don't understand. He's willing to die for you. He's willing to take someone else's life for you. But you, with your actions, you don't understand that you're potentially putting yourself, and other people's life in danger by you not having proper manners and not knowing your place. So this is why I said when you focus on the effects, it's manipulation. It can distort it. So let's just go back to the cause of things. The cause was your actions wasn't proper. You should know your place, and when two men are speaking, you let the men speak. Yeah. And if you do need to speak to your man, it's okay to speak to your man. But you ask him politely, excuse me, you just read the room wrong. Make sense? All right. Hey, Roy, what's going on, brother? Talk to me. You good?
What would a better reaction be?
Okay.
Yeah, he was
what
just,
would have been a better reaction? I've explained that.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah, it's a lag between when we speak.
Yeah.
You heard me? It's a little lag when we speak. So when I speak, I'll wait a second and then I'll let you two speak. But here's what I wanted to say. Okay. You said what you should have done. What you should have done was, if you really needed to speak to Roy, your man, or if not even really needed to speak to him, if you want to speak to him, you just say, you talk to your man. Excuse me, Roy. Do you have a moment I would like to speak to you about something? Or you can say, since he's speaking to people, you can say, excuse me, y'all. I have a quick question. Or you could just say, excuse me, and wait patiently until they say yes. And then you speak. I'm sure if you said, excuse me, real quick, I'm sure if you would have said, excuse me, his friend wouldn't have said, hey, mind your business, woman. No, because you're walking up and you're speaking politely. So, excuse me. Mm-hmm. Yes. Can I speak to Roy real fast? Then Roy would have been like, hey, Leah, give me 5 minutes. Let me talk to him and then I'll be right with you. So that's the proper way to do things. But the thing is, and it's not just you, but it's many women don't understand the hierarchy. They don't understand proper manners when speaking to people. They don't understand the world because you are so coddled from the world. So you thought that your actions was just regular actions and that how he reacted was the problem. But in actuality, your actions was the problem. And you could have put both of you two in danger or another man's life in danger.
Yeah. I understand the lesson.
Yep. But, yo, good conversation. I appreciate y'all for expressing your situation all the way from Trinidad. Shout out to y'all, actually.
Fugazee.
Shout out to y'all for explaining y'all little relationship problems. But, yo, I'm going to go ahead and get to some more callers in here, Roy. Blessings to you. Keep holding it down. And what I'll say to you, Roy, is, you know, in this situation, you said that this was the first time it happened. So I'm sure with this conversation here, she will definitely learn. But as a man as well, as a side note to a man, it's up to you if you wanted to do it. Because how long have you been friends with that man for?
Years.
Oh, you've been friends with him for years and y'all know each other. So that's your homie.
Yeah.
That's your homie. Okay. Well, I mean, in that situation, you could handle it like afterwards. You handled it how you handle it. And I mean, it is what it is. The only other way to handle it is to say something and that could have potentially escalated it. Or you could still say something like, hey, man, you know, that's my woman. Speak to her properly. That's what she was looking for. But still, you know the situation and she was in the wrong anyway. So even when we're the fact that trying to even focus on the effects is like manipulating a situation, because then that would give her the thinking that it's okay for her to do it again. Like, I repeat that. Just like, even if we try to even if we succumb, anytime a man wants to succumb to the feminine thinking, it's like, that's only incentivizing her to have an excuse to then act like that again.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? So you did what you needed to do, brother. Kudos to you. Other than that, I'm going to get to some more callers. Appreciate y'all and have a blessed one.
Yeah, you too, bro.
All right, chat. We had a couple call in from Trinidad. That was different. And they had a little situation there. So if you like that clip and you want to watch more, click right here. But if you want to watch the full episode, click right here.